Holiday homes will flood the property market. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your hashtag not sponsored cheap coffee, although inflation has doubled its price. And let's look at this article from realestate.com.au, which is really a counterpoint to one we looked at yesterday, where experts were arguing that the new land taxes in Victoria are going to be ineffective in addressing the housing crisis. Here we're seeing, well, apparently, holiday homes are going to flood the market. So let's check this one out to see this take on it. Personally, I do not think that these taxes will make any meaningful difference in addressing the housing crisis. It's just going to be more of a burden on people. But I mean, as viewers have commented, you've got to pay Dan Andrews' pension one way or another. So, an influx of holiday homes to hit auction markets this summer after vacant land tax expansion. More holiday homes could be coming to the market this summer after the new tax hit on vacant homes. An influx of auctions for coastal properties could be on the cards after multiple new taxes hit holiday homeowners across Victoria. Industry professionals say they are receiving more calls each week from people desperate to either lease or sell their vacant holiday homes in a move to avoid hefty tax bills. Well, it's going to be 1% the value of your property. So say you got, I don't know, 800 grand, $1 million property. It's going to add up every year. A little chunk of money disappearing for nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're not going to get for that. It's just the government taking it off you to force you to rent it out or to encourage you. It's the Australian way, guys. It comes after Victorian Treasurer Tim Pallas this week announced the government would soon begin taxing all vacant homes across the state, expanding on the current tax applied to Melbourne homes that are empty for more than 6 months. I mean, I would argue this is mainly done for optics. It's not done to actually make a difference. It's just done to look good because people will just see the headline. They'll think, oh, those greedy landlords, they've got all the houses that are just sitting empty. Those million houses that are empty, they'll be taxed. We'll get them. And it's just going to be average people copped with another tax. It always is, every time. This is why you want to advocate for less taxes, less government handouts, because in the end, you're probably going to be better off. From 2025, holiday homeowners will be hit with an extra 1% of the capital improved value of the land, or $5,000 for every $500,000, unless providing they have lived at the property for a minimum of 4 weeks each year, or leased for at least 6 months. How are you going to prove that you lived there for 4 weeks? Leave the lights on and water running for 4 weeks? For $5,000? Maybe you do it. Or does it have to be 4 consecutive weeks? What if you just go for 4 weeks worth of weekends over the year? Or your kids go, or family stays there. Barry Plant Rosebud director Craig Leo said he'd received a notable increase in calls from peninsula sellers since the announcement, and he was expecting more auctions in the area over summer to comprise holiday home stock. It could also be just the whole shift in Victoria where it seems to be very, very anti-investor, very anti-landlord. And some people are just going, nah, I've had enough. I mean, it's getting worse. They're going even more left with their new premier. I mean, just think about it. Let me just move that. I probably shouldn't while I'm recording. I mean, she completely stuffed up the Com Games. How much money they're pissing away on that, on their complete failure there. That's making Australia a laughing stock around the world. Oh, well, you've got to pay for these losses somehow, don't you? So we're seeing more and more vacant homes coming to market, or vacation homes. Well, no, vacant. It should be vacation. If they're vacant, people are wanting to either rent them out or look to sell them, particularly in areas like Rosebud and Chapel South, which have higher vacancy rates. Here's the thing. I can understand in Melbourne you'd want to limit or disincentivize people from keeping a property empty just for the sake of it. But, I mean, it should be up to the individual to make that choice. That's a fundamental ideological difference that I would have, and I'm certain many of the viewers of this channel would have, compared to the Victorian government. Okay, they are thinking, no, we should influence you to control how you handle your property. And that's a big divide in Australia. And frankly, I think more people are leaning towards government influence than individual responsibility. And we saw that during the lockdowns, during the pandemic, during neighbours dobbing in neighbours. So, I mean, there you go. That's just how Australia is, everyone. Once you realise that, once you come to terms with that and use that to frame just what's going on in this country, it gets a bit easier. Mr. Leo's agency already saw some strong auction results for the first week of October, including a 3-bedroom house at such and such, sold under the hammer on Saturday. 4 buyers competed for the 628 square metre property, 48 grand over the reserve for $673,000. Barry Plant agent Thomas Solunto had the listing, while a Melbourne family looking to complete a development down the track won the keys. The sale comes as PropTrack recorded an early clearance rate of 67% on Saturday from 555 reported results. Now you've got to remember, these clearance rates, there's an upper and lower band of it because they're only based on the reported results. So I would make the argument that all the real estate agents that haven't reported have probably failed in their objective to sell. Okay? It may not be true, but come on, we know real estate agents. They're gregarious people. They need to, talk up their success. Or at least the good ones should. Marshall White sales director John Orono noted that his agency was already starting to list more properties in incredibly picturesque holiday locations. Yeah, these are holiday locations. That's what they are. They're holiday locations. They're not going to address the housing crisis of people needing to live near the city or near to work. I mean, sure, you can work remote, but not everyone can. Sorrento, Flinders, and Mount Eliza teams are extremely busy at the moment with the expectation that more homes will become available throughout October, he said. One of which is a 7 to 7.5 million property at 3 Keating Ave in the heart of Sorrento, hitting the market next week and featuring its own micro vineyard. Hey, anything to do it to write up? Wasn't there like a tax write-off with that back in the day? You'd probably claim the carbon credits for growing the wine and then sell it at a loss. And the vacant home tax is the third new tax on holiday home owners after the government introduced a COVID levy in May's budget and an Airbnb tax last month in its ambitious housing statement. This is Labor. Okay? They're taxing in more ways than one. Because they know better than you stupid plebs. All of us, they know better than us how to spend our money. That's why they need to take it off us. That's just the Australian way. Shit. Oh, boy. I would make the argument every generation needs to learn. Well, once they start earning real money and once they start paying taxes and once they start realizing, wait a minute, this is bullshit, then boom, suddenly their political opinions change. It's all the ones that don't grow out of that, the ones that don't actually succeed, shall we say, and constantly still dreaming of this hard leftist commune, utopia that's never going to work. Anyway, Adam Vokal said a combination of new taxes would see more properties hitting the market. There's also been a cost of living pressures playing a role, and people are looking at selling their second home, which is a bit more discretionary than their principal place of residence. There's been a pretty good balance of holiday homes and owner-occupied properties, but we are seeing more holiday homes come to market. People are selling to get out. So let's have a chat about this one. So is this the taxes working? Well, I mean, you're going to have more homes available where people go for holiday, where there's probably not enough jobs for everyone to live there, where they need the holiday makers to help sustain the local economies. So, okay, yeah, I guess, maybe. It's not going to address the housing crisis. Don't kid yourself. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out Highs a bit more, Highs it does, if you want to see my other content. And if you want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Referral links, merch, or call me if you need an architect. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.